All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming through. And for those of you that are going to be watching this later, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Just quick introductions. My name is Tensho. I'm from Zamunda Squad. Each week we go through, just reviewing the different sectors. It's one of the things that we definitely teach inside of our Discord is, hold on just one second. There we go. Sorry, I had to turn down the volume. All right. So basically, we go through every single sector and kind of see how the market is shaping up for the following week, possibly setting up for the next 2 weeks to a month as well too. We look at different time frames, the quarter, the month, the week, and then also the daily as well. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. If you have any questions or any comments you want to put, please, you're encouraged to. If you like what's being put out, please like and share as well too, and also hit that subscribe button. All right, so we're gonna start off with XLB, which is materials. All right, and then looking at the daily, weekly, and also the monthly and the quarter, we're seeing that right now full time frame continuity is majority on the bearish side with these time frames. Right now, the quarter is still up, but what I'm looking at here, I'm not, we don't want to have a bias, of course, but I'm looking and seeing that we're in the top of the range. If I resize the month, you'll see, we're at the top of the range. We just recently took out some highs. And then once you zoom in onto the smaller time frames, it looks like, on the smaller time frames, we're seeing that reversal off of hitting off the top of the highs right here. So for me, just looking at what happened on the week, we have a two up and then followed by a 2-2 reversal to the downside. So, the expectation would be is that we're probably going to see continuation, or not expectation, but we're looking for a continuation to the downside if we want to stay bearish. If not, we stay inside. If that doesn't happen, then we get the 2-1-2 continuation back to the upside. However, better risk to reward to the short side, because if you draw your broadening formation out, you'll see that there's a lot more room to the downside, and still some lows yet to be taken out as well too. Now on the daily, again, you're seeing it play out all this weekly candle right here. Starting from that, that Monday, not Monday, I'm sorry, my bad, Tuesday. Tuesday through Wednesday, just straight bearishness when it comes to the material sector. So, definitely something that I would, pay attention to as far as if I'm trying to short it. And also I would mark out the quarter, like if obviously if materials chooses to drop a little bit further, I would mark out where material would flip red because then it would be completely in full time frame continuity. All right, let's move over to communications. So just reviewing these sectors on Friday and then also yesterday, just noticing a lot of sectors are coming from the highs. So again, I think what we're seeing is exhaustion and then the subsequent reversal as well too. So looking at the quarter again, the quarter right now for communications is bearish. It's actually a two up bearish candle for right now. So we'll see if that wants to end in force, if it wants to make a rebound. Looking at the monthly though, let's go ahead and resize that real quick. Looking at the monthly is currently inside what you have right now. Assuming the month were to close like this, I believe, yeah, this is a 3-1. So you would have a 3-1 Holy Grail setup on the month for communication. So, at that point, we're looking for either the, 3-1-2 to the upside or to the downside, or if price wants to stay in the range of this three, then you'll see probably, or excuse me, stay in the range of this one, then you'll probably see a double inside combo there. Looking at the daily again, you're just seeing, highs are being hit, and what we're seeing is a reversal from that. Again, based on the weekly, we ended in fourth, so what we're looking for is a 2-2 continuation to the downside, possibly maybe to target this low. Looks like down at 81 and change. And then on the daily again, you're just seeing that weekly play out Tuesday through Friday. A lot of selling pressure there. So again, we'll see how far it wants to drop. But as of right now, for me, I really wouldn't be thinking to go long here just yet. Personally, I would just love to see some lows taken out first before we can start thinking about going back long on communications. Going to jump over to energy now. Energy sector kind of showing the same thing, right? So I'm not going to repeat, just for the interest of, not insulting your intelligence. We're not going to repeat the same things. Quarter, right? We get the 2-2 reversal thus far. Quarter doesn't close obviously until the end of September. We are, hold on, let me make sure. Close. We are very close to taking out the monthly low, which would be a monthly put entry strat wise, to continue down, possibly maybe to attack these lows down here. Weekly, right, almost took out the lows, came very close to doing so. Nice full bodied candle. So we're looking for, that 2-2 continuation to the downside. If we can get past this low, then, I don't know. We'll see if she wants to, be froggy and come all the way down. Energy, that is. On the daily, again, the only thing I'm seeing about this is that, it does set up a pivot machine gun to the upside. However, we're closing in force. We're not really seeing any type of exhaustion just yet. Again, I would probably want to see the lows taken out, and maybe some exhaustion off of that before I start thinking about going long at this point. We're gonna come over to financials now. And again, unlike energy on the quarter, financials is still up on. Excuse me, financials is still up on the quarter. But again, what I'm seeing here is we're at the top of the range, right? If you look on the quarter, you'll see the same thing. We're at the top of the range, and yeah, we may potentially be seeing some sort of corrective activity, even on the smaller time frames, daily, weekly. We get the 2-2 reversal on the weekly. The month is still inside, so I'm not really too worried about it. Like unless we have a huge drop over the next from now until the end of September. The assumption is if this thing inside, it'll probably continue to follow the same trend of what we're seeing on the quarter, assuming the quarter closes green or bullish, I should say. On the week, Again, we get the 2-2 reversal, so again, just probably some corrective activity. There are some gaps to be filled as well too down below on its way up, while financials was on the way up. But yeah, looking at the smaller time frames, wouldn't be surprised if we, get continuation to the downside. Um, and even on the weekly looks like that reversal just happened, so wouldn't be surprising to see if we get that continuation to the downside, barring any outside news, of course. Okay, industrials. So part of industrials, you got Cat, you got John Deere, you got BA, FedEx, UPS is all in there as well too, GE as well, and then your defensive tickers. So, what we're seeing is kind of similar to what we were seeing with financials, right? Quarter still green. Month is inside. Very aware of this level of support, that keeps getting respected at 120.96. So, with the smaller time frames looking like they want to drop, right? We get the 2-2 reversal here on the weekly. Let me zoom in a little bit. We get that 2-2 reversal here on the weekly. If we're coming down to the end of the range, to the bottom of the range, I should say, not the end of the range, right? I would just pay attention to that 120 level, right? Not only do you have a broadening formation there, right, but also, looking at the monthly strong level of support around that level, around that 120 level, right? So that's definitely something to pay attention to. But nothing wrong with the healthy pullback here. It's been sitting up at the highs for a little bit. Industrial has, so wouldn't be a bad thing if we get some corrective activity. Um, and again, we got the 2-2 reversal in the week. We got the 2-2 continuation. I believe we filled this gap here on the daily. Yep. Um, so yeah, if we continue pushing down, we could come back to retest. Obviously, not by next. I mean, maybe not by next week, but I could definitely see us retesting the 120 levels, maybe before a possible reversal back to the upside. But we'll see. This gap just got filled, so we'll see how industrials wants to react to that. Did I say GE? I think I did say GE. So yeah, there was a ticker that was nagging me, but yeah, industrials. Again, I'll probably say take advantage of this corrective activity. That right now the charts is looking like it's going to happen. Um, yeah, I could definitely see us, at least attacking the lows, right? On a monthly scale, I don't know how long, like for the monthly, I don't know how long we'll, like if we're going to close the month below 120, but I wouldn't be surprised if we at least touch it, 120 to what's this, about 119, 118 ish. We'll see what happens. But yeah, um, good opportunity for industrial, especially if we can break below this. Yeah, definitely would be a definitely good, great swing. Finding some tickers that are very similar for industrial. So for me, industrials is definitely on my watch list this week. I'm looking at Cat and DE. I'm gonna check out some of the others, but really it's been Cat and D. To be honest with you, I kind of been looking at them all week. So all last week, I should say. I just didn't pull the trigger till later on in the week. So yeah, definitely peeping XLI, and we'll see. Also, if the quarter kind of closes, if the quarter closes below the previous month's high, then yeah, I would probably say, again, some corrective activity we're probably going to see for industrials. From there, we're going to go to tech. Um, yeah, so, outside quarter, right, on tech, strong reversal to the downside. Still got a couple weeks left in September, so definite possibility for for tech to close the quarter, possibly, in force. Right now we're at 203, 190, 204. Get below that, So in other words, once we take out the if we take out the monthly low, right now it's an inside month. But if we could take out the monthly low, then we've also taken out the quarterly low as well too. Below 192.04. So then you'll have, um, again, from a long-term standpoint, it looks like, if the quarter closes like that, tech may continue to drop just a little bit more. I'm not ultimately sold on it. I'm not bullish on tech right now, clearly, obviously, right? But um, it's more about for me like where's there gonna be the support, right? Finding where the bulls want the support, the algos, if you will, want the support to be, and we'll go from there. Like, because honestly, with this being a double bottom on the weekly, I could definitely see, taking it, wicking off of it, creating a broad information and then possible reversal. Again, let me be clear. Right now, the charts is showing me bearishness, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, wait for this to happen and go long." That's not what I'm saying. I'm just really theorizing that if we do take out these lows, like just wanting to see what price action does around these lows here, right? If we want to end the quarter in force. But yeah, inside month, we got the 2-2 continuation after the 2-2 reversal on the weekly. Actually, let me see. Was it a reversal or was it inside? Yeah, no, two up, two down reversal. Yeah, so we ended in force. So yeah, would be looking for a 2-2 continuation this week. Let's see if the that selling pressure wants to continue. On the daily, we did, what was that? That was inside. Yeah, yeah, inside candle. So we went two down, inside, two down on the daily. So again, in force. Yeah, expectation would be that we would go to continuation to the downside. So probably want to check out Apple. Who was it that? One second. I want to make sure I'm giving the right shout out before, and if I'm wrong, then it's going to be embarrassing. I want to say, ah, yeah, shout out to Charles Goes Crazy, one of the admins, moderators in Zamunda, did a pretty good job with calling out puts on Apple this week. Group was able to, well, at least if they got out when he got out or when he reported it at 103%. So definitely great play there. Not his only great play, but definitely a great play there with reading Apple. Obviously, as you can see, the tech charts kind of show that, just taking advantage of things, right? Inside shooter, actionable signal, two actually, inside candle and shooter on the daily on that Thursday heading into Friday. I'm not saying that's when he called it out, but I mean, you can clearly see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, straight. I know we had two green days, but really didn't do anything. So definitely took advantage of those puts, and yeah, congratulations to the group or anybody else who got inside of that play. Let's move on to what we got. What I do so far, tech, and then consumer staples. This is truly like, even with the exhaustion, truly like one of the few sectors that stayed green. Take note of this when the rest of the market is dumping, right? Take note of which sectors are, staying green on the larger time frames, right? I know I see what happened, on the daily, right? But so far, quarters up, right? Quarters up. The month is up, currently in force. Um, yes, the week is also up. Yes, there is some exhaustion at the upside there. And yes, also, I believe we are at all-time highs. Yep, shout out to cost. I know it wasn't only cost, but let's be real, cost was a pretty big part of that. Oh, shout out to was it? I think it was Portia who called out cost as well too. I don't know if she's still in it though. I think she is, but yeah, you know, really good team that keeps their eyes on just different tickers that can definitely. Um, Hold on just a moment. So sorry, guys. Okay, my bad, guys. Um, where was I? Yeah, so on the daily, right, we see the inside. Actually, it's a holy grail setup, right? Three. This is a three candle because it took out both the high and the low of the previous candle. So we end up with 3-1 inside shooter on the daily. So yeah, possible reversal on Monday, but then based on the week, the month, and the quarter, is it going to stay that way, right? Because we could very well just have a pullback only for the buyers to continue to get it at discount, or try to get it at discount, not continue getting it at discount. Right now we at premium, but yeah, it's still bullish, right? Again, possible pullback on the smaller time frames. I would probably, start thinking a little bit more bearish if we can get a reversal at least on the weekly for me. Maybe I could start thinking about maybe a weekly swing or possibly a 2 week swing. But right now, for me, looking at it like this, with a smaller time frame being the only one that's not in confirmation with the other three, and the other three are bullish, um, I would expect the smaller time frame to correct itself. But we'll see how that plays out. Again, September tends to be historically bearish, so we'll see how that plays out for staples. Um, but yeah, check out cost, check out Walmart, KO. They definitely missed out on that run to 70. Shout out to work, but yeah, definitely missed that run up to 70. It would have been a nice one. Um, Pepsi as well too. Of course, you can definitely trade that as well too, right? So we're gonna move right into healthcare. Okay. All right. So healthcare. Yeah, I see what the quarter's doing. I see that it's currently in force and bullish, but um, keeping it a stack right now, I would say like looks like we hit the top of a range, and we're starting to see exhaustion and the subsequential reversal. Outside week, currently bearish candle, but outside week, 2-2 continuation to the downside, just not in force on the daily. So wouldn't be surprised if we see some more downside on healthcare. Um, maybe since the quarter is green, I don't know if it wants to drop far enough, I'll probably mark out like where the previous quarterly high is. Maybe it's coming back to retest that. But for me, yeah, just looking at what it's looking like, XLV is looking rather bearish, like it wants to short um, before possibly moving up further. And again, at all-time highs, you always have exhaustion risk, so shouldn't be a surprise that you're seeing some sort of a pullback here. XLU, yeah, so same thing as we're seeing with XLV. Just again on the weekly and also the monthly, just turning red. Um, so again, we'll see. If this is going to turn out to be just corrective activity. Probably, if I'm thinking about swinging, there's definitely other sectors out there I could probably short a lot better. Um, on the daily, yeah, we do get that 2-2 reversal. So I would say it's probably coming down to test lows. Which low will be the question? A little small gap fill there as well too. So it'll be which low will be the question. But yeah, so far we got a shooter at the top of a range on the week. So wouldn't be surprised if we see a 2-2 reversal on the week, and then obviously the month would come down a little bit. Probably see some a little bit of exhaustion there on the quarter as well too. But yeah, basically, it's coming up to attack highs, right? All-time highs, and it's just currently falling short for now. Again, we'll see how the month wants to close. We still have a couple weeks left in September. And consumer discretionary, bearish all across the board, right? So nice little 2-2 reversal here. Took that out. You got some gaps down below on the daily. Again, Actually, no, that's the 2-2 reversal right there. This actually went outside candle. Yep. So outside on the week, 2-2 reversal on the daily with some gaps below. Um, Not all-time highs, but clearly we're hitting previous areas of resistance up here. So it looks like it's hitting that wall and coming back into the range a little bit. So I would probably err on the side. I haven't really got a chance to look at Tesla or Amazon for that matter. I did look at Home Depot, and frankly, it does look to me that's going to be my target out of Excel. So the sectors I'm looking at for this week, and what I'll be putting out in the watch list in my channel in Zamunda is going to be the cloud sector, healthcare sector, XLY, consumer discretionary, and industrials as well. I know, like, tech is obviously a popular one, but not really. I don't know. I wasn't really looking at tech. I've been more drawn to some of these other sectors. So don't think tech is like weaker or whatever. It's just at this point, my personal preference, the ones that are showing, um, a little bit stronger setups, in my opinion. You know. Oh, I will say this. Forgot to mention for XLC, if you pay attention to hybrid time frames, or if you work with that for you straters, I believe we're opening a new 3 week and 2 week candle. So if you look at the 3 week, right, you can clearly see exhaustion at the highs over here, right? 4 different times trying to get up there. Couldn't really do it. Went outside. Currently, looks like it's a 2 up. So assuming, um, actually not assuming, now with this candle close, I believe that probably set us up for a 3-2-2 rep strat on the 3 week, for communications, right? On the 2 week, again, you're seeing that same level of resistance as well. I believe we go 3-1-2 to the downside, closed in four. So looking for that 2-2 continuation to continue, for that reversal. So that's the 2 week. So again, if you pay attention to that type of stuff, looks like XLC would probably be the next one. There's somebody who called out Meta. I think it was Charles too, who called out Meta as well. I think it was Meta Put. So yeah, shout out to Charles. Amazing addition to the team. Way, you too as well. Amazing addition to the squad. Portia, yep, same thing. Amazing addition to the squad as well too. And let me be clear, that don't take away from nobody else that was originally a part of the squad. But yeah, really, really good ass team. They definitely keep eyes on everything. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, special request. Somebody had requested the IYT transportation ETF. Um, I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I'm generally looking at futures and then also kind of glancing at this. I'm just seeing like exhaustion right around same levels of resistance as well. So we got the 2-2. Actually, we went outside for transportation. I think also American Airlines is getting taken out of the S&P 500, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I would expect bearishness there. For AEL is also a part of XLY, so that one is also probably going to be on my watch list as well too. I've forgotten that I had charted it out on Friday. But yeah, you're seeing the 2-2 continuation to the downside. There's a gap fill there as well too. A lot of room down to the lows as well. If we're going to reverse, because if you look at this run up here, it's been making higher lows until we reverse here. Now it's making lower highs and lower lows. So yeah, I would expect after this little run up, hitting the same level of resistance from before. Now we get the 2-2 reversal back to the downside. On the month, it's currently inside, so not much really to say there. We see from the monthly a lot of levels, area of exhaustion, right, where buying pressure has stepped in. So we'll see if that same thing is going to happen this time around, assuming that we continue bearish. And yeah, quarters flipped red, so we'll see we'll see where price wants to go, what it wants to do. for transfer. I wonder if it's similar to what I see on XTN. Well, that's old. That's right, though. It was bullish. Yeah, framed it to run up to the highs up here. It did, and that's where you click on there. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, kind of a similar setup, XTN. So, uh, definitely AL is also small account friendly. So if you and Zamunda, I have a game later on today, but after the game, definitely will be dropping my watch list in. Suggest you take a look. I try to keep a mix of, some tickers that are a little bit more expensive, but then also some tickers that are small account friendly, and you can still do just as much damage with it as well too. Anyway, that's all I really got. Let me check the chat, see if there's anything there. Nope. But I appreciate y'all coming to the live. We'll do this again next Saturday at 3. I'm gonna try to keep this a continual thing, a recurring thing. And then also what we'll do is we'll start including some trade recaps for the public, whether it's whether it went a good trade or a bad trade. We'll choose them at random, and different trades that some of the admins took, we'll choose them at random, and then we'll go from there. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for taking the time, and yeah, I'll see you on the flip side. Um, get ready for the new week. Get your mental ready for the new week, and just always remember quality over quantity.